So I'm back with a new video. This one is a tag video, and it is for my 10 favorite brushes, and because I love brushes, I also have 5 runners-up. Don't judge me. To start off with, we have the e.l.f. powder brush, which I've had since, I guess, this summer, and I really like it. It's really fluffy, but still quite dense, and it has that flat top. It's great with powders, it's great with liquids, and it just gives a really nice, even finish to the skin. The only downside of this brush is that it's really big. I've got a pretty big face, and I find that I struggle, over top of the brows, in and around the eyes. It can be a bit, I guess, clunky, but for $3, it's pretty freaking awesome. The next one is my favorite brush. This is the MAC 109. It's actually a contouring brush meant for powders, and I have 2 of them. One I use for powders, and the other way that I use it is with liquid foundation. I believe it was Erin from Scandalous Beauty that recommended using the 109 to buff on liquid foundation, and it does an awesome job. It is small, so can take a little bit longer to get your makeup on, but the finish is totally worth it. I love it, and would be very sad to be without it. My next brush I've actually had for quite some time, and it's worn very well. This is a Quo blush brush. Quo is the house brand of Shoppers Drug Mart, which is a drugstore chain here in Canada, and it's really soft, it's really dense. It picks up quite a bit of color, and it blends like a dream. It's fantastic. And like I said, I've had this for probably at least 2 years, if not 3 or 4, and it's done a fantastic job. My next brush would be the MAC 217. This is my favorite eye brush. If I had to recommend one brush, if you're starting off with MAC, or you want to, you can get one brush, this would be it. It's great because it's pretty densely packed, but it's not too fluffy, so you can blend really well. You can get in the crease, you can get underneath the eye, but then if you turn it on its side, it's actually pretty thick, so you can pick color up and use it like you would use a shader brush to place color, set it down. So it's a really great multi-purpose brush. Definitely a top recommendation. A close second would be the 239, and this is just sort of a flat shader brush. It's really awesome for packing color down, getting it under the brow. It's just an all-over awesome eye brush. It also blends out pretty good for what it is. You can get that, line of color faded a bit because it's got that bit of thickness through there. Fantastic brush. Next we have another e.l.f. brush. This is a concealer brush, and I often use it to put down bases. Paints, paint pots, jumbo pencils, shade sticks, any kind of eyeliner that I want to use as a base. This is a great brush to use. Also picks up eyeshadow not too bad. Good multi-purpose brush, and again, it's a it's an e.l.f. Studio Line brush, so it's $3. So pretty amazing for the price point. This Royal and Langnickel concealer brush. This actually came as part of the set that was given to me at IMATS in November, and it's probably one of my favorite from the set. It's really thin, so it lets you cut your concealer, whether it's above or below the brow, around the lips for a dark or a bold lip, or just even applying the color around the nose, under the eyes. It does a great job. And we have another eye brush. This is an angled brush from EcoTools. It's really great for blending shadow out along the lash line, upper and lower, and it also makes an awesome brush for applying eyeshadow to fill in your brows. The next brush is the MAC 209. This is one of their liner brushes. This is not the thinnest one, but it does give a pretty good line. I actually used it today to do this winged out liner. And yeah, I actually started off not with this brush, but using a bent liner brush. I find this gives you a lot of control when you're starting off. So once I felt comfortable with this, graduated to this, and it does a fantastic job. And then lastly, I have another Royal Langnickel. This is the lip brush, which is the C600 from the Silk series, also from the brush set that I mentioned earlier. And I really like it because the brush is big enough that I can fill in my lips quickly. It's extremely thin, so you can get a remarkably sharp line, which is awesome when you're doing a red lip, a bold lip, a dark lip, whatever. Get a really clean finish with this, which I love. And those are my top 10 brushes. So next, we have 5 runners-up, which I'll quickly go through. This is the MAC 242, which is awesome for laying down cream bases, shaping any sort of eye look that you're doing. I love it. It's great. And then we have the 219, also from MAC, which is a pencil brush. Great for doing deep crease work or underneath the eye. It's really nice. It's quite stiff, but it blends out nicely and it's not scratchy, which is key for any sort of under eye work. Then we have, this is unfortunately a limited edition brush, but this is the MAC 226. It's a blending brush, but as you can see, it's tapered. So again, really deep crease work, place color on in a particular shape. You can go and blend out underneath the eye, which is what I actually did today. Fantastic brush. If you already have a couple of blending brushes that are, you know, sort of the more stereotypical fluffy variety, that would be a great one to pick up. Again, it is limited edition, but it's been released twice so far, so it may become permanent, or you may just see it in another collection. The next brush, again, another smudging brush. This is the Crow Eye Smudger brush. Just sort of like a really stubby brush, but it's awesome for smoky eyes, getting underneath, on top, outer lines, or even putting on a really defined brow highlight. And the last runner-up is the MAC 266, which is another angled brush, but in comparison to the EcoTools, the 266 is much thinner, so you can get a lot more precision with this brush. I use it primarily for cutting my crease, although I can do a lot of work underneath or shadow along the lash line. A lot of people use this with gel liners, but I've never had much luck with it, so that's what I use it for. And those are my favorite brushes, starting off with the top 10 and finishing off with 5 runners-up. So if you have any questions about any of the brushes, feel free to leave me a comment, or you can send me a message on YouTube's messaging system. And I will leave a list of all of them in the sidebar, so you can check that out. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. So there's one last thing, just one, that I wanted to mention. You, yes, you are it. Tag.